So, again, I never know exactly when these streams start. Not a lot of visibility on that. So tonight we're playing with a couple of things. We're playing with Mevo Multicam. I recently posted a few things online about Mevo and some of the capabilities. We've had Mevo for quite a while. We've got the Mevo Start. That's this guy over here. Excuse me, the Mevo Plus. And then this guy right here is the Mevo Start. And of course, all of you guys have been posting these really cool over-the-shoulder shots out in center field. So of course we had to do an over-the-shoulder shot tonight. That's the Mevo Core with the 14 to 42 Lumix lens on it. Anyhow, I posted a few things and didn't realize that the Mevo Multicam app had some capabilities that we weren't aware of, because quite honestly, we don't do a lot with multicam. So that's what we're doing now. You can see we've got some picture-in-picture going on. The primary is that Mevo Core, and the two secondaries are the Mevo Start and the Mevo Plus, which is the original one. And just so that we can sort of make good use of our time, we're going to make some spider tacks. But NAB is going on right now. NAB is the broadcasters' big convention in Las Vegas. And Mevo and Logitech made an announcement today that they are adding, and again, this is just released, and the initial grab is going to be in beta testing, but they've announced that they're going to allow webcam capability with iOS and iPhone, meaning you could plug a USB webcam into a smartphone or tablet and it be available in the Multicam app. Now, that's a pretty cool deal. Webcams are pretty cheap, and they've got quite a bit of capability. The sensors are very similar to what you'd get in a cell phone, so you're certainly not going to get something like the over-the-shoulder Mevo Core, but you're going to get something very similar to a smartphone without the risk of putting a smartphone on the fence. You'd be putting your webcam on the fence. So as far as that back shot, and backstop shot, if you had a webcam that was fairly wide, you could do some pretty neat stuff with that. Lost my magnet there. So we're looking forward to that. I asked a couple of questions on the forum about whether or not it was going to require the Mevo Go, Mevo Professional, which is a service, and it's still in question, although the response that I got was that Logitech webcams would be free. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but that'd be a cool thing. I don't know how the audio is coming through in this stream, because one of the things that I just learned, I didn't really just learn it, I guess I kind of knew it. In order to use our Rode wireless, that's this guy right here, if you can see in either one of the cams. We usually plug this in. This is the wireless receiver. We usually plug this into USB in our smartphone. It wasn't available, and I believe the reason for that is because it requires Mevo Pro. We got a problem here. There we go. It requires Mevo Pro in order to enable the phone's microphone. And of course we don't have that because we like to test this free stuff for you guys. We will probably test that in the future just so that we can compare what features are available in the Multicam app versus what's available in the free version and how they kind of work. But anyhow, so we're using the microphone on this phone right here, which is the Start. So I don't know how well that's coming through. But again, we will be testing those features, and that will let us test, I'm going to guess, the webcam app, or the webcam capability, which I'm really looking forward to, and of course the external mics. So again, our lives are not terribly exciting. When we do a live stream, it's usually more to test out features rather than the content that we provide, and to show you how bad I am at making spider tacks. But multicam app. 3 generations of Mevo camera. Mevo Plus, and I should have prepared a little more to find out when this stuff came out. I don't remember when we got our Mevo Plus. It was somewhere around 18 or 19. The Mevo Start came out in 2020, right in the middle of COVID, right at the beginning of COVID. And then, of course, we got our Mevo Core just a few weeks ago, and I've been very pleased with it. Very pleased, in fact, that it's causing us to investigate whether or not we want to go down the road of buying into the Mevo infrastructure, which is really what you're paying for. Mevo Start really started the concept of the multicam apps, and of course then they had the Mevo Core, and adding multiples of those, you're talking some pretty decent studio quality capabilities at, relatively speaking, reduced prices. You know, some of these studio grade cameras that a lot of these folks use, you're talking in the range of, well, thousands of dollars. Got an issue here. And so you can get into that with a Mevo Core at a vastly reduced price, relatively speaking. And you had a couple of those with the Mevo Multicam app, and specifically going mobile is where it's really at. I'm out of spider tacks. I didn't really plan on being on this live that long, but I am. So I hope this showed you some of the capability. I'm going to zip through each camera so you can kind of see where they are. This is the Mevo Start on the back side of my press. This is the Plus on the left side, shooting right. Each one of these, the Plus and the Start, I've crop zoom. I don't really know how much. I am zooming in optically with the lens. I'm not crop zoom. That's full. Of course, we're streaming at 1080p. The other thing I didn't mention is this stream is going through Restream.io. Restream.io is a multi-destination capability package, and we're streaming to both Facebook page and YouTube, and I like it. I like it a lot. One of the things that I don't like, however, is that because I'm using the Multicam app and I'm using the Restream.io package, and I'm just using my cell phone, that's all I'm using, I have no visibility to the social network side of streaming. So typically when you stream, you would see some response, and even though there's a delay on the stream, folks can sort of interact and see what you're doing, and you lose that going this route. I suppose a secondary device for each one of the destinations that you're streaming to could be beneficial, so you could sort of respond to that. But one of the benefits of using this multicam app is a pretty small package of things that you need to go out in the field, so having to do that kind of defeats that purpose. But that is one of the things you lose, and so if you folks have responded and I haven't responded back, that's why. But again, that is that's the multicam app. Mevo makes some pretty good stuff. We've been pretty pleased with the Core. We were pretty harsh on them when they came out with the Start, because the Plus was just a fantastic camera that was way ahead of its time. 4K sensor, really good quality. Then they came out with the Start, which was kind of a large bulbous device that only had a 1080p sensor. If you could fit in the field of view what you needed without crop zooming, it was a good device, because you typically don't stream beyond 1080p. But that small sensor means that if you have to crop zoom, you lose quality really quickly. You don't see that in this stream because the start is in a picture-in-picture, so I've reduced that anyhow. So then comes the Mevo Core with the Micro Four Thirds mount, and really like it. I did not expect to like it. I was, in all honesty, I expected to use this camera and sell it. We don't return things. We buy them at full price and we sell them to you guys at a reduced price if we don't keep them. And buy the Blackmagic G2, which is what we really expected to use, because for bang for buck, the Mevo Core is a bit overpriced when you're talking about a Micro Four Thirds studio recording camera, but that's not what you're getting with the Mevo Core. You're getting that Mevo infrastructure, and again, the ability to do some studio grade multicam stuff without a whole lot of equipment. Again, did not expect for that to happen, but it did, and so now we're considering, do we continue to invest in this ecosystem for our internal stuff, and also recommending this camera and this ecosystem for recording baseball and softball games. The biggest limitation that we're dealing with right now is that none of them are ruggedized or weatherproof, and it seems like that's taken a step down each generation. So the Mevo Plus, when it was mounted to the boost, had a little bit of weatherproofing. You could use it outside. The Mevo Start had zero. Any water damage would void your warranty. The Mevo Core is in that same category and a little bit more, because it's a bit more expensive. It's a bit more studio grade. So we'd really like to see Mevo come out with either a ruggedized camera or something like Bird Dog does, which is a tool that that takes input from some type of camera and generates NDI or some other means of connecting to the Mevo app. So that's why we're kind of excited about the announcement about the webcam, because that adds the capability of some third-party tools, some third-party hardware to add some cameras that you could put behind the fence and not worry about them taking an impact, and not worry about getting wet in the middle of a rainstorm, because we're in the Midwest. If it's not raining, it's 110 degrees. So those are the things that we deal with. Anyhow, I have rambled about a lot longer than what I expected, but I hope some of this has been useful to you guys. I hope even more that it's gone through, because I don't really have any visibility to that. But we will talk to you later. We'll see you guys. Josh at LinkSpider.